So today we're going to replace the front right blinker lens on a 2014 Chevy Volt. As you can see, it's broken. Hit the edge of a step and broke it out. So we're going to be replacing this lens cap. So here's the new one we're going to be putting in. As you can see, there's a top bolt to it and then two bottom bolts that you'll need to take out of the other one to get to those. So we'll show you how to get to all that as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is, first of all, make sure you can jack up your car, make sure it's got plenty of supports under it to keep everything safe. And then I'm going to take out this plastic undercover here. It has several little bolts that connect it. There's one there, one there, one there. So there's several around it that just need to be taken off to remove this this whole plastic undercover. The ones at the front are 9/16, so you'll have to get a change out to a 9/16 to take these out. So the next you want to do is to remove these little bolts here underneath the wheel well to just turn your tire to them. This is all a part of that plastic, and it will make it easier for you to maneuver that around. So this takes a little star bit on your screwdriver, on your wrench. So it's got a little star bit opening to it that you'll need to unscrew those. There's another piece you need to take out. That's these pieces here. It's a little bolt or plastic push-in. So basically all you do is you take your a thin screwdriver, wedge it underneath like this, all the way around like this. This thing will get to a certain point where this whole piece will just come out like that, and that's all you need to do. Take that out. So when you're taking off this this rubber piece underneath the wheel well, it has little tags right here that you need to remove. You can see that. So basically you just put your screwdriver underneath there to pull that tag loose to make this fall through. And this is the undercover piece that you just removed. So now you have room to see what to get to that light. So this is the bolt that needs to be taken out. You need to take it out, and there's a clip, as you can see back there in the back, a silver clip that needs to be flopped down, clipped out. So that will make this bumper here more pliable and be able to pull it out a little bit to get to that bolt. And it also takes loose this rubber bumper here that's keeping it secured. Next thing you want to do is to pull this bumper away from the car. There are two clips. There's one here, and one here that are, well, actually, yeah, two clips, one here and one here, that you're wanting to push away from the car. To protect the car, you'll want to put some either some painter's tape or adhesive tape on the edges, as to not because you don't want to scuff up your car and make dents in it. So you put a little plastic wedge in here. I would suggest you always use plastic. You don't want to use metal because you can scratch your car up trying to pull this apart. Here's a closer look at those pins. As you can see, you just push them down. I use a little screwdriver to push them down underneath those wedges, and now you have access to that top bolt that you need to get to take that light bulb off. Plus you can also get to it to push it in there. So now you just get your bolt in there and you unscrew the the top bolt with the hand wrench until you get it off. You just pull your bumper back. Pull your bumper back. It's pliable enough to pull it back and to get inside and get to that bolt. You now want to disconnect your light from your kit, so you just twist it and it falls right out, and you push that aside until you're ready to put that back in. So the bottom bolts are easier to get to from underneath your car. Got one there, and then you have another one right up at the top there that you can get to with your hand tool. These are 9 30-second sockets. So once you get all the bolts out, this just slides out, and you can pull it out from the bottom or from the side. So to get the new one in, you just pull back on your fender a little bit and push this into place. You have plenty of top room to do that with. Right here, you just push it into place. Kind of maneuvered in there. It has a little lip on this side right here that you'll need to engage back into place, just like this. Then you just pull it back and start putting back in the screws for the one that you put in. This comes with its own light right here, so you can just unplug your lights connection here and plug it right into there. So once you have the new one in place, I would suggest checking the blinker, make sure everything works right before you start putting the frame and everything back in place, make sure everything looks good. So now we're going to start putting the bumper back on, and this undercover, we're going to put it back on. So now that everything works right, we're going to put the bumper back in place. Remember, there are a couple of clips here. Just make sure they slide right back into place. Make sure these clips slide right back onto those clips. And if you remove your tape here, as you can see, once you remove it, there's no scratches. So that's the reason you need to be real careful when you're pushing down these little modules. I did it with a little screwdriver, but they also make tools to push these down with. But you just push these down with the little modules. I'll put a little light on that. So there's the little modules that you would push down. One's right there, one is right there, and one is right there. So you have 3 of those little clips that you have to push down, and they go right into these little holes. So be very careful with those, as you can break these if you don't do it right. I just did it with a little screwdriver with my little wedge in there, but be real careful with that. The bumper just pushes right back into place. You just pop it in. And it's smooth like that, and that goes right into there. So your bumper's right back where it should be. So I'm putting back on the underlaying. I put these little push pins back in place. They're fairly easy. You just twist them in and then push on the end of it. It goes right back into place. Remember, there was one back here that I put in place, and then I just screwed back in these bolts right here with that star screw socket to put those back in place. Now you're ready to put the bottom, attach the bottom of the back in place, as well as this front rubber piece right here. So there it is, fixed, and everything's working right. The blinkers are blinking, and no longer have a hole in the side lamp of the blinker. So that's how you install a blinker assembly on the right side of your 2014 Chevy Volt. These assemblies cost about $62. It costs about $70 to have it shipped here. So it's about the cost of how much these assemblies cost, blinker assemblies cost.